So our active hip internal rotation assessment. I'm going to get set up on an object, chair, whatever, that puts me at about 90 degrees of hip flexion and 90 degrees of knee flexion. So something where kind of I'm nice and level. I'm going to keep my chest up nice and tall. Ideally, I am back up against a wall, but you can kind of shift out just a little bit. I'm going to grab a foam roller, works perfect. If you have something, just a similar object, if you don't have a foam roller. A full-length foam roller actually works a little bit better. All I have in my house here are the little halfies, so I'm going to make this work. I want to get set up with the roller between my knees. My knees are going to stay touching the whole time. With my little halfie here, I'm going to make sure the roller is touching my ankles, and I'm not going to lose contact here. If I do have a full-length roller, I can have it down on the floor, but if I go down that low, I lose it on my knees, which is very important. So keeping it touching both knees, and then as I move one ankle, what I'm going to do, keep my chest up nice and tall. I'm not going to compensate from my spine, is drive one side at a time, my ankle away from the roller. So I'm going to start with my better side. And again, we're using that shit, suck, good, and great scale. So if I can get my my foot out to about 45 degrees, great. I'm in the clear. That's a great score. So if I'm not quite at that 45 degrees, I'm a little bit less without compensation, good. So this is almost, I'll classify it as good. It's borderline suck though. So I'll go back to my bad leg, my worst side, where if I'm coming, I can definitely get off, but I'm not going very far. That sucks. So this is definitely an area that I need to work on. Taking it a step back, if I'm just trying to get my leg off and I'm just moving an inch or two, that's shit, and that's definitely an area that I need to improve on. Hip internal rotation is a very big indicator of hip function, and if I'm lacking rotation in my hips, specifically internal rotation, I'm definitely going to be compensating in a lot of areas, namely my spine, and kind of pelvis and all of that. So definitely an important area to look at. So again, shit if we're going just a couple inches off of our roller. Suck if we're a few inches out, but still not too much farther. Good if we're going a little bit farther than that. Not quite at 45 degrees though. And if we can get that foot out to 45 degrees, we're great. We're in the clear. So looking at asymmetries and each individual joint range of motion. So another big thing is I do have an asymmetry. So it's, if I go both at the same time, you can clearly see that my left is rotating farther than my right. So definitely this right hip internal rotation is an area that I do need to work on myself.